Hello and welcome to Health Matters on Channels Television. It's great to be with you again. I am Mary Alale Yusuf. Osteoarthritis is the most common musculoskeletal cause of disability in older adults. From the name, some already know it has something to do with the bones, and they are right. Now, more women than men have this bone condition after the age of 50, but symptoms usually start from about 40 years of age and progress gradually. Globally, about 10 to 15 of adults over the age of 60 have some amount of osteoarthritis. It is the most common type of arthritis in both developed and developing countries, accounting for 50% of the entire musculoskeletal disease burden. On the show with me today to discuss osteoarthritis is Dr. Ishaq Ojodu, consultant orthopedic and trauma surgeon, Cedar Crest Hospitals, Lagos. You are welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We know that it involves the bones.
Yeah.
But what exactly is happening to these bones? Or should I say, what exactly is osteoarthritis?
Thank you. To put it simply, osteoarthritis is a disease of the joints, okay, that results from abnormal stresses on these component parts of the joints. And the consequence of that is a failure of repair mechanism of the joint structures, thereby leading to joint pains, joint stiffness, limitation of activity, and then eventually the joint will eventually fail.
Okay,
Yeah.
You said it's a disease of the joints.
Yeah.
All joints.
Yeah, it could affect all
Now,
any joints.
it's been shown to be a disease of older adults. Does it sometimes happen to children?
There are some risk factors associated with osteoarthritis.
Okay.
We have what we call primary osteoarthritis and secondary osteoarthritis. In primary osteoarthritis, the risk factors for those are: one, the age. The older you are, the more likely that you are going to have osteoarthritis. The body mass index, okay, this is a measure of the bone density, the bone mass. Okay, the higher you have the bone mass, the likelihood of osteoarthritis developing is higher.
Okay, so bigger bone mass.
Yeah.
But does it have anything to do with weight?
Yeah, I'll come to that also.
Okay.
Overweight. If your body mass index is more than 25, that is overweight, you have 9% risk of developing osteoarthritis. And obesity, if your body mass index is more than 30, you have about 19% chance of developing osteoarthritis. Then, in addition to the weight, the body mass index, sex, females are more likely, are more prone to develop osteoarthritis than men. Okay, and then genetic factors also. If you inherit the traits, abnormal collagen, abnormal structure, abnormal components of the components of the joint, you are more likely to come down with osteoarthritis. Also, and then down to your question now, can children develop osteoarthritis? Yes, they can, if they have injury or they have some malalignment of the joint, okay, as a result of deformity of birth and all that, or what's not, or they fall down, or they had an accident, okay, they could come down with osteoarthritis.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, this condition, what are the symptoms? Does it give off any symptoms?
Yeah. The symptoms of osteoarthritis is basically pain, joint pains that will last less than 1 hour. This is to differentiate it from the rheumatoid arthritis, which the pain will last for more than 1 hour. Early morning pain and stiffness. Okay, joint pains, joint stiffness, sometimes swelling. Okay, and then limitation of your activities. You
The
cannot
swelling,
move.
will this swelling be apparent outside the body? Will it show?
Gradually it will show. Okay, gradually it will show. It will accumulate, and then it will be obvious that something is wrong with the knee or the hip. You might not see the hip because it's hidden. There are so many muscles there, but the knee you will definitely see. And then if it progresses, you have deformity of the joint.
Okay, you said that age is a risk factor.
Yeah.
Is it that every older person is going to develop osteoarthritis at one point in time or the other? Is it like a sentence of age?
No, it's not a sentence of age, but it's associated with it. If you have the predisposing factors, okay, if you inherit it, okay, if you are sedentary, your lifestyle is sedentary, you don't exercise, you are overweight, okay, you take alcohol, you smoke, okay, those factors will predispose you more to develop osteoarthritis than ordinary person in this population.
What are the commoner types of osteoarthritis? Which bones does it usually affect?
The osteoarthritis affects commonly the major joints, okay, the knee most importantly, followed by the hip, followed by the hands, the neck, the lower back, and the ankles, in that order.
Okay, we have a knee here,
Yeah.
I think. This is a knee, isn't it?
This is a knee.
Can you
Model,
explain
model.
what really is happening in osteoarthritis?
Arthritis.
What really happens?
Before we can understand the abnormal process, the abnormal structures, let's discuss the normal anatomy of the knee. Okay, this is the ligament from the four muscles of the thigh, okay, converging on the patella. Okay, and then below it you have the patellar tendon.
Okay,
That
patella is what is behind
Yeah,
here, right?
this is the bone.
This is, okay.
This is patella. Okay, and this ligament continues to be attached to the tibia. This is the leg bone. Okay. So this is the distal end, distal end of the thigh bone. We call it femur.
Okay.
Okay.
This is where you joins at the knee.
Yeah, the joint is made up of the distal end of the femur and the upper end of the tibia, the leg bone.
Okay.
So this structure you are seeing, that is the articular cartilage.
Okay.
It's a sponge-like material that covers the ends of the joints, of the bones that make up the joint. So it acts as a cushion or shock absorber, and it prevents friction while the
Okay.
bone is moving. Okay, so that you have easy
Painless
movement.
movement.
Painless. Okay. And in osteoarthritis, this is meniscus. Is also a shock absorber to prevent friction. And these
So you
are
have
the
like
ligaments.
two shock absorbers, one
Yeah.
on the bone,
Yeah.
and then you have this. You
In the
call
knee.
it a ligament?
Meniscus.
Meniscus.
In the medial and the lateral.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you have the supporting ligament, the medial
side,
and the
yes.
lateral side. Okay. What happens is in osteoarthritis is because of the abnormal stresses on the joint, it causes damage to this articular cartilage. Okay. Once that is done, it releases some enzymes which propagate the destruction. And then eventually this bone will also be affected. This will be destroyed, and then we will
Okay,
get
so you
to
now
the subchondral
have
bone.
the actual bone rubbing.
Yeah, against one another. This will be gone totally. This cartilage will be off, will be degenerated, and to get to the bone. Likewise here, this also will be degenerated.
This also degenerates.
Yes, and then the articular
Oh,
cartilage
that's a
on
whole
the
lot
tibia.
of eating up.
Okay, so then what causes the pain is the exposure of that
Bones.
bone, the subchondral bone, to each other, because they have nerve endings there. So
Okay,
as you
so
move,
it's the
you have
nerve
the pains.
endings now that are being
Generates the
affected.
pain.
Now that we are told that bone is a living tissue,
Yeah.
how come we don't have regeneration of these parts?
The articular cartilage is aneural. It doesn't have nerves.
Okay.
It has peripherally, it's supplied by the nerves from the bone. But in the central part, it is aneural. Okay, and there is no blood supply.
Okay.
It gets its nutrition from the synovial fluid, from the fluid that surrounds the joint.
Okay.
Okay, that is where the cells of the cartilage gets their nutrition from. So then that is why you cannot have pain if it is ordinary cartilage destruction. Initially, you won't have pain.
Yes. But
as
what I'm
the pain
saying
progresses,
is,
the
why
pain comes
doesn't
on.
this particular spongy structure
Yes.
regenerate just the way bones regenerate?
Because you don't have blood supply to it.
Okay, so
if
once
there's
there's
no blood supply, you cannot
regeneration,
yeah.
regeneration.
Yes.
Okay, now that we have we've established that it cannot be regenerated, is there a way to preserve it so that it doesn't eat up, even for those who are predisposed?
You can only slow down the